Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream repair. We've got a couple of HomePods to take care of. First two came from Lee, one with no power and one with some sound issues. So we'll go ahead and just grab a random one and see what we're starting off with. We will start by checking our symptoms with a known good power cable here. And it appears we've grabbed the one with no power, so that is what we'll start off with. It's pulling 6 watts from the wall. So let's take this apart and see if we can't fix it. Got a little bit of the mesh separating over here. I'm not sure what causes this. I don't know if it can't be just by them getting wet, because I've washed plenty of meshes. I wonder if it's like direct sunlight over a long enough period of time breaks it down. Hasn't personally happened to any of mine. Granted, I don't have any of mine sitting in direct sunlight either, so I don't know. did get your home pod. Also, welcome back. Hoping we can cruise through these two, and then we'll take a look at Mr. Mike's pod here. Wheelchair battery hell. Oh god. Wow, look at that. Another one with 1748K on it. Let's knock that out. Not a shocker. Shotkey. Schottky barrier diode. Not shocker. That was a bad joke. Pretend I never said that. Alright, let's see. Have we lost our touch? Or are we good to go? Well, it's powering on. We're sitting at about 45 millivolts of offset, and it is continuing to grow. Unfortunately, that means it needs new filters. Insert me cursing and swearing about Apple's poor quality control and fundamental design of audio amplifiers, and choice of parts. But honestly, I'm about out-complained today. I've complained enough in the previous stream earlier this morning. So let's just give this new filters and move on with it, yeah? I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this so much. I don't hate doing these. I definitely don't mind making the money. But I hate the principle behind how I make the money. And what got us to this point. Well, speaking of money, trying to buy a house. If you want to help us buy a house, head over to the website, nixfix.com. We've got a shop up now with some refurbished HomePods and a handful of parts for sale. We've had lots and lots of people bugging me to sell refurbished HomePods, and there you go, have at it. I'm hoping to crack the case on a few of these no bass amplifiers so we can throw some amplifiers up for sale so people can just buy those and even get a discount if they send their broken one in. That'd be pretty neat. We've got fresh filters. I don't want any more surprises. I want to see a happy HomePod. Still powers on. That's good. Give me less than 50. Give me less than 50. I want a better score than we had last time. We were less than 50 last time, but we were just under it, so enough to make me concerned. That's more like it. Now we can put this together. Ooh, I got the replacement USB-C ports for Mike's Steam Deck that we worked on a few days ago. We were just trying to figure out why his Steam Deck no longer powered on or charged. And you look online and you find all sorts of people talking about various chips on the board going bad, but we didn't see anything obvious until we looked closer at the USB-C port itself on the motherboard. And it looked like there were a few pins messed up, so we ordered some replacement USB-C ports for that Steam Deck, and we'll be working on that hopefully later tonight or tomorrow. That's looking pretty dirty, so let's wipe it off here. Don't want that dust messing our stuff up. Nice and sealed. We can put our basket and the rest of the pieces down.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Yes. One working HomePod, 2 more to go. This one is also Lee's, but it does not have a power issue instead. They said that it's got an issue with distortion at higher volumes. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say they've got DC offset. But let's take a quick listen here. If it pops really loud, that's the dead giveaway.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Okay. It actually sounds just fine, so let's go ahead and factory reset this.
Your HomePod is about to reset. Keep pressing until you hear 3 beeps.
Nope, I don't think we've got death farts this time here. I didn't hear any popping, so we probably have maybe an amplifier issue, or maybe this is physically damaged and we've actually got a bent subwoofer, but we won't know until we get this set up. Now we just pretty much sit back and wait for it to reset here, and then we'll do exactly that. We'll set it up, we'll blast a quick tune through it, see if we can't get it to misbehave. Well, there you have it. That is the sound of a bent subwoofer, no longer creating a full seal and allowing air to pass through the gaskets. So, we don't even need to set this up. We can dive right in. time to break out the mallet. Unfortunately, we will not be smashing any subwoofers here and now to straighten them back out unless the baby wakes up. We don't want to wake her up. I do have a couple of subwoofers on standby if we need to just swap it out. We'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll straighten this one out to use in someone else's HomePod. Since we've got it here and they're paying for it, we might as well, when we get the subwoofer out, we might as well make sure that it doesn't have any DC offset issues or a bad diode waiting to cause no power. It wouldn't make a difference in cost. So they're already paying for all the hard work. We'll throw in the easy work for free if it means we don't have to have it come back to us anytime soon, preventing a handful of common issues. Okay, looking before we even, yep, right here. That's where our bend is, and I'll demonstrate as best as I can. So throughout the entire perimeter, we've got room to put our plastic pick in here, but right here, we can't get it under there. And that's because this HomePod must have been dropped at some point, and just due to the absolute weight of this unit of a subwoofer, when these get dropped, they can bend the frame of the woofer out of place and cause it to no longer seal. So let's get this woofer out. Normally, we would just straighten that out with a hammer, as Mike was joking about here and now, but our 7 month, or actually, in one day she'll be 8 months old. Our little baby is currently asleep, so we won't be doing any sort of percussive maintenance. We'll just go ahead and swap this out with another woofer. Otherwise, the condition of this woofer is great. It's not burned up or exhausted. And if we see right here, see it kind of like bends down a little bit. If you look at the side camera right here, you can see it's kind of bent right there. It doesn't show up too well on camera, but maybe I've got some plastic here that will help us see this a little better. Yeah, look at that gap right there. The rest of it's nice and flush, and then we've got this fat gap. So let's get this swapped out. Before we do that, let's see if this has any other problems, like in need of a new Schottky diode. This one has a date code of 1736K, so the diode can be left alone. We don't have to worry about power issues. Let's plug in a good subwoofer and boot this up and see how good its filters are. All right. This one looks to be in a little better shape than the other one, so we can actually leave it alone. Let's grab another subwoofer that's not bent up and put this back together. Nice, nice. I think we got it. That was my head hitting the microphone. Sorry about that, folks. Ouch. right. Let's listen for that factory reset sound, or that setup tone. It should go bum with a nice even, no rattling, no. It should just go bum. Beautiful. We got it fixed. Okay. Let's take a look at Mike's HomePod now. Mike here has tried to fix theirs up, and it looks like they misplaced some components in the process. So we're gonna see what we can do for them. Okay. The display might still be fine. I'm not too sure. Looks a little beat up. Might be too far gone. We'll find out. Hey Mike, welcome back. We're just jumping into yours now. Well, you didn't damage any of the cables this time. There you go. Let's get this woofer out. Oh, we've got a rogue piece of metal here. Don't want that causing us problems. Oh, we will critique. What's going on? Honestly? Honestly, dude, good job. Like, the step down is like maybe a little off. You can see the top row of pins here are on the far left side of each of their pads. The bottom ones are good, but I mean, technically everything is over here wise. Everything is lined up. Nothing is out of place. The only thing that you bumped was the step down, and you got it on there just fine. Right, correct orientation as well. Here, however, you did manage to get the diode on, but too far down. You see the two little pins here. They should be on top of our pads, and they are actually just below them. In addition to our little friendly capacitor on the left here completely missing. So this should be more than savable. Let's just make sure we don't have anything else going on here. Yep, everything else looks to be intact. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna slather everything in a little bit of flux. Give it a nice good reflow while we're in here. We'll go ahead and replace that diode with another one, just in case you may have put this one through too much heat. I really doubt it. They're pretty tough guys, but we're gonna get it replaced anyways. And we've got that little capacitor to the left of the diode we gotta replace too, so let's get that knocked out. Oh dear. There's a hole in that diode. Yep, we're replacing that for sure. Turn up the fumigator. Okay. That in the graveyard. Bring our fresh new diode in. And first I want to get that new cap on, because if we try to do the cap and this diode at the same time, that's just going to be too much. Yeah, luckily we've got some pretty damn good eyes on our skull. at least for now. We're doing all of this with our naked eye. We only switched to the zoom up camera so you guys can see what we're doing. The zoom up camera to me really it doesn't give me any better picture than my own eyeballs. Obviously a microscope would make our jobs easier, but I'm cheap and microscopes are very expensive. At least decent ones that I would, be bothered using. Yeah, maybe you just grab some breadboards, like electronics breadboards, just to like practice soldering, get used to it, get a feel for the fundamental properties of how like soldering and flux interact. Some of it's hard for me to describe because a lot of it just feels intuitive, because over time you just learn things by feel and not by jeweler's glasses. I'm sure those would be fine too. I mean, that's what people used before digital microscopes, right? They just had the glasses on their face. People still do that. That's like a nice cheap way to do it. What are you doing, Goober? Oh, Goober.
Fuse won't work. It's warm.
Before we use a good logic board to test this, I want to make sure this thing just powers on fine. We're going to use a bricked logic board, because if this has anything majorly wrong with it and it ends up blowing up a logic board testing it, I don't want to do that to a good one. We'll do it to a bricked one that we at least as of right now, have no known way to fix. Thanks, Apple. Okay, we've got power. So the next question then is, does their display still work? So we'll go ahead and try that out. We will connect our bricked logic board to their display. Again, similar concept. If there's anything catastrophically wrong with this display and it takes out the logic board connected to it, we don't want that happening to a perfectly good logic board. We're doing that with a bricked one here, just to see if this display still works. Okay. And that is a negatory. That display is unfortunately donezo. So I'll give that a sec just to fully power down. And we'll go ahead and do one last test. Since we know this display is bad, we'll need to swap that out. Let's pop in a good logic board and make sure that now that we know this amplifier is at least powering on and not gonna kill anything connected to it, let's make sure that it sounds good and doesn't have any other surprises for us. Holy shit. Okay. So this needs new filters. That is 250 millivolts of offset. And it just keeps climbing.
Filters.
Fucking filters, man.
Filters. What are you doing? You watching, Daddy?
Golden Face, welcome to the stream. Welcome.
Good nap, little baby.
Oh, I found one of the one of the grommets for the mesh. Here it is.
Rip.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
No, it really wasn't me. We're doing some freaking filters.
Filter.
Because Apple doesn't know how to design an amplifier to save their lives.
Yeah. We love it.
This is just for everybody that's watching's reference. This is not, none of my live streams really are supposed to be how-tos. We have how-to specific uploads on our channel. I believe I have a playlist specifically for those videos. What we do in our live streams is basically boils down to the process that we found to be the quickest and most efficient for us to get the job done. Not the best way for you to get it done. Your first, second, third, or dare I say even 10th try. Do as I say, not as I do.
What's this?
For example, if this is your first time doing filters, do not try to pick all 4 of them off at the same time like we do. You will end up creating such a mess. Such chaos. As Northridge would say, a Hiroshima.
No.
As he said it. And now other people are saying it.
Oh my god. Is other people you?
No. I'm part of it, probably. Yeah, you know, yeah. But okay, no. I was watching this guy do a Steam Deck USB-C port replacement. And he was like, he literally said the same thing. He was like, as Northridge would say,
No.
a Hiroshima. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I guess there's just... Okay, riddle me this. Why do the bottom pads never take? Oh, simple gravity.
Classic. You got a grip on my finger, baby. You watching, Dad? He's mesmerized right now. What's that little joker?
Unbelievable.
What just hit?
What did you do? What have you done?
Nothing. I literally was just standing here and that thing fell. It hit my ankle bone. right on the nub, you know. I felt a shockwave go through my it was like a peach baby. Yeah.
You get no workers' comp.
Not at all. Rough life. Still trying to make contact. She didn't, they won't like to hear about this. Let me see. When are you gonna get too big to carry, baby? How does that feel? Little wrinkles in her back. Oh, I love this baby. She's the best.
That's a good baby.
Really great. Yeah, you're the best. Just
Oh yeah, somebody commented on one of my live streams where I was fixing up the Surface. And like, okay, so the first 15 minutes of the stream, you see the baby on the monitor like asleep. Zero movement. Like they're clearly asleep.
like, dude.
And then she starts wiggling a little bit. And, you know, she lets out like an or whatever she does.
Classic.
You know, the classic, are you actually asleep and just making normal baby sleep noises? Or are you are you awake now? So, you know, I do the typical let her sit on it for a few minutes, and, you know, after I think 6 to 8 minutes, that's when I'm like, okay, she's definitely awake and she's not going back to sleep. I'll go get her. So I get her and I, you know, pop her to the bouncer and we do the rest of the stream.
Yeah.
And somebody left a comment on it saying I couldn't keep watching something along the lines of like take like kids before work. And it's like, I get what they're saying. They're not wrong, but they are also wrong.
She'll be fine. Cause she.
You don't want to rush. Well, you don't want to rush to your kid every single time they cry, because half the time they are straight up just sleeping and they're just making noises in their sleep.
She's awake and crying, but I'm good.
If she's awake and crying, yeah, she needs attention.
But no, she'll like let us scream out and be asleep in the middle of it.
Like, I don't think you guys understand. I had to wear a headband with speakers in it to block out her normal sleeping noises for the first 6 months. And I still wake up every 2 hours.
You're the best. Oh, best little baby.
Like, I totally get where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Trust me, this kid gets plenty of attention.
As I'm holding her right now. Stinkies. She's a stinky baby.
Are you a stinky stinker that needs to be destunked?
Yeah, I think so. At that time. No, you can't have the figures.
Oh, I forgot to switch the camera this whole time we've been up close. Sorry about that, nerds.
Wow.
Say something. Okay, so it's powering on now. At or below 65 hertz with my 2nd gen HomePod, the sub begins to rattle like there's a screw bouncing around. Interesting. Yeah, I'd have to take that apart to know for sure. There could be a million different things that's going on with that.
Crazy if there's a screw around.
There could be, like, I've taken these 1st gens apart with screws just straight up floating around inside.
I love it.
It could have been dropped without you knowing, and it could be something bent and not sealing up anymore. It could be a loose screw. It could be the subs going bad. It could be an issue with the amp. I'd be curious if, like, you pick up and shake it violently, you know, like what you shouldn't do with a baby, if it makes any weird noises, like when you do that. Kids need to learn how to self-soothe at times. Trust your instincts. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to tell the difference between her like normal like she's asleep yelps or cries, or like she wants attention cries, and like she needs something, or she's hurt, or she's like, you know, she needs something. You can usually tell the difference between those
Fake
cries.
coughs for attention.
Yeah.
And it's a straight up fake cough, like you'd hear in a movie, like.
And then you like run over and look at her, and she gives you this big shit-eating grin.
You're such a baby. I love it. Yeah. Everything Homer.
She is surprisingly good at self-soothing.
Yeah.
Cause she'll, you know, you can hear her do it. She'll go.
She sighs.
Just take a good deep breath and sigh.
Good for her. So good for her.
She'll bounce back and forth.
Yeah. You're pretty good at it. I don't cry too much. It's when your gut is bubbling. To be fair. When your gut bubbles, it's not fun, so I get it. I would cry too if I was that small. You let out some farts. Like farts as big as you are, baby Joe. I don't get it.
Tell you what though, if you think you're a better baby daddy than I am, buy us a house.
Buy us a house. What the fuck?
Put your money where your mouth is. All right. You did cross thread a few of these screws for the tweeters. The only thing I can really say about that is if the screw doesn't feel like it's going in, like if the screw shouldn't put up a fight. And it should be pretty straight up when you're putting it in, otherwise it's cross-threaded. Don't force it. What did she do? Did she fart?
That was her, yeah. Did you not hear that?
I wasn't sure what it was. I definitely heard it.
That was her fart. I'm telling you, how is she such a gassy? She's so little. Where does it come from? I'm surprised it's not 1,000,000 degrees.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's 87 now. 88. It just went up as soon as I looked at it. I hate it.
And we're gonna be done just in time too.
Nice.
For it to not be hot as shit.
Because we still have 4 more degrees to go until we reach the high of the day.
Yeah, the high of the day is gonna be at like what, 3 or 4 o'clock? 4 or 5 o'clock?
4. So late. So weird.
It makes sense though. Like
Yeah.
it takes a little bit for all that heat to bake in.
Not only that, the sun rises differently in the sky than it does when you're in different parts of the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 'cause you live. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in Tennessee, the hottest parts of the day are usually between like 1 and like 3 o'clock. You know? She's got some heat rash on her arms where she was locked in.
Custom home. Oh yeah, no. If you want to buy a custom HomePod, they're in stock right here and now. All you have to do if you want a custom one, just shoot me an email with what color you want. We'll bill you. You can pay, and then
I'm so sorry.
we'll get it colored up and shipped out the next day or two.
That's a real cough. You okay? Coughing baby.
But as of right now, everything we've got listed up is currently in stock.
Coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb.
She is the freaking bomb.
She is the bomb.
You hear her?
It's just so random when she does it sometimes. Like today I was on the phone with Mom walking home. And the entire time I was on the phone with her, it was nonstop screeching.
Oh yeah, 98 in Spokane. I bet because they're not near the water.
Woo! Someone in Spokane?
Yeah, that's Mike. That's this guy.
It's hot out there. I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be in the hundreds out there next week.
Yeah. Yeah, every time it gets hot over here, my dad over in Spokane is always like 10 degrees hotter at least.
Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna be in the 90s when we go. They got AC in that tattoo shop, right?
Oh yeah. You'll freeze your ass off.
I'd rather freeze than die. What are you doing, Wiggler?
When you tried to order it, it shows in the cart as a tweeter. Yeah, that makes sense. I probably copied the wrong cart code for that. Just shoot me an email if you want with what color you're trying to get, and we'll send you a PayPal invoice. And I'll get that fixed up here later tonight too. That's funny. I must have not even made a code for that one. Whoops. That probably explains why nobody's bought them yet.
You look at that GTX 690 up there.
You cannot have my NVIDIA GTX 690.
With the cool see-through panels.
It's got 2 graphics dies on it. It's basically 2 graphics cards in one. Because it is. And it's all mine.
We got the HP.
You can have it when I die.
Hell yeah. We better not die.
Sorry, you can have it if I die.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah. Problem is, I can't die until all these HomePods are fixed.
Oh no. It's never gonna end.
Yeah, there's a lot of HomePods.
Yeah. Lots of HomePods, baby. Yeah. Getting hungry.
Yeah,
Starting to slap.
I'm hungry.
Nick hungry? What are you?
Food, of course. Human food.
What? Okay, there's more protein in a can of cat food than there is in protein. Only 200 calories, 46 grams of
Well, yeah, that's also the only thing the cat eats all day.
Oh man, you'd be swole in no time. You get jacked. The gains you could make at the gym if you ate only cat.
Very efficient.
I gotta get off gym Twitter. Those people are making me dumber. Or are they making me smarter? Who knows?
Yeah, it depends on your perspective.
Yeah, I learned and looked up that there's actually 42 grams of fucking protein in one of the little cans of cat food we feed the kitties, like a fancy feast. They use like the fancy feast we feed the kitties too as an example. I was like, wow, it's so hard to find a protein shake with 25 grams of protein. Muscle Milk makes one that has 40 though, but it's huge. I don't want to drink that much. Most people don't even know protein. What are you trying to do? You cannot have the HomePod or the iPods. No. I know. One of those was mom's.
No, never mind.
Now it's dad's. Bonk. Yeah. I know.
Grab a fresh display.
Where's my iPad mini?
My iPad mini.
To be fair, that thing's 10 years old. It's time for a new. Oh, she's getting hungry. It's time. Let's go. Yeah. Say goodbye.
Interesting, Chell.
Say goodbye. Hello, Atlas. Why are you staring at me like that? Hungry?
And one more display screw. Might be sending me to 2 more OGs. Oh yeah. Honestly, there's really no harm in just using them and waiting until if and or they do ever have issues. Generally speaking, there's no harm in not preemptively doing the no power repair for 2 reasons. 1, you may not even have the diode with the problem. 2, if and when it does fail, it doesn't take anything else out with it, and it's not going to cost any more or less if you send it in before it fails or after to get it fixed. It's going to cost the same. So, in my opinion, I say don't send HomePods in unless they actually have issues. And there's generally no harm waiting until if they do have issues to send them in. In the beginning, did you struggle with restringing the mesh when putting it back together? Kinda. We worked through a few different ways of tying things back up before we ultimately ended up at what you see us doing on our live streams. And yeah, we did have a few screws. You had a screw missing for the amp. No, 2 screws missing for the amp, and 1 for the display. But who doesn't have a few screws loose?
What's going on?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Aren't we all?
I'm having trouble.
Well, there you have it, folks. Everybody has been brought back to life and in full operation again. If you are looking for your own info on doing your own HomePod repairs, reaching out to me to get one fixed for you, or just buying a fixed one that come the ones that we sell come with a 1-year warranty, check out the website nixfix.com. We've got everything you'll be looking for, and if not, feel free to shoot me an email. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. I've got to go get some food. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Say bye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Where do they go?
Say goodbye.
Hold on. Filters. Crop and pad. Hold on. Hold on. Why are my arrows not arrowing? Oh, there we go. Doodly 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 baby foot, baby foot, baby leg, baby leg, baby leg, baby leg, baby leg. Baby!
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Doodly 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 doo.
Where's that arm at, baby?
Doodly 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 doodly. Wait. Wait. Say goodbye.
Say bye.
Say bye.
Say bye.
Say goodbye.
Your little handshake would be there. Say goodbye. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Are you looking at yourself on the camera?
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Her little head I just